Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel. In this video, I'm going to deviate from the traditional RF test setup today because I want to record down this for my future reference that guitar effects can be used for both electric guitar and also bass. One of the reasons is that I just got a new bass guitar and I just want to see whether the existing electric guitar effects can be used together with the bass. So one thing I have in mind is that I'm going to check the frequency response of the electric guitar effects pedal, and if it's responding between 20 to 20 kilohertz or even below that, let's say about 8 kilohertz to 10 kilohertz, that's where our hearing will be most sensitive, and anything above 40 kilohertz will be super hearing ability to define that. But anyway, let's set the range between 20 to 18 kilohertz. So what I have here is a scope. I have a scope here, and I have a waveform generator. So I can't use the signal generator to do that because it doesn't cover below 20 Hertz signal. And waveform generator is from DC to 20 megahertz, 30 megahertz, depending on the options. So I have this waveform generator. So as you can see here, I have two cables out from channel 1. So one cable is to channel 2 of the scope, is just for reference. And the other one will be connecting to the effects as an input, and the output will be connected to the scope to see the difference. And I'm going to show you how it looks like in the remote screen of that scope. So this is how it looks like. Let me enlarge this. So the top is the time domain signal. As you can see, it's moving up and down. The green color is channel 2, the yellow color is channel 1. There's nothing in channel 1. So, and this is FFT. So I'm scanning between 0 Hz to 20 kHz, and my waveform generator, I sweep the frequency between 20 Hz to 18 kHz, which is right within our testing range. So the next thing I want to do is to show you how I set up the effect. So I'm going to focus here. So again, this is not sponsored by any of these effects company. I'm going to turn it on. This is the output connecting to the scope, and I'm going to connect to the input here. So remember, the input is from the waveform generator, sweeping between 20 Hz to 18 kHz. So this is what I have. So as you can see, there's some signal happening there, and okay, move this up and see. So I will set it to the same level so that you can see a comparison. So there's some signal loss, which makes sense because there's some processing happening there, and I'm tuning up the volume knob for the effect, the guitar effect, and this is what you see. So let's say the level is somewhere there. So it's still responding from 0 Hz to 18 kHz without any effects turned on. So it means that if I'm plugging in a bass guitar or electric guitar, the signal is still going through it without any distortion per se. There's some loss, of course. I'm going to turn on one of the effects so they can see the difference. So let's turn on this distortion. Let's turn that on, and you can see that this is the effect. So see that it's still sweeping and it's still responding up to 8 kHz. So if you're using electric guitar, yes, it will go up to about 8 kHz, and bass is well below 4 kHz. Technically, it means that if you put in a bass input, it should still work fine. So I'm going to change to another effects pedal. So right now I have bypass, so the signal still looks pretty much alright without any distortions, 0 Hz to 18 kHz. So if I turn on distortion right now, something somewhere here, yep. So it's still going through and it cut off about 10 kHz. So in theory, means that this guitar effect can be used with the bass guitar. So that's it for this video, a quick one. It's really just for my reference, but I hope this helped. If you have the questions of whether you can use a bass guitar with the electric guitar pedal effect, the short answer is yes. Pedal that I have is a digital effect. It might work with digital effects, those that runs on DSP. It might not work with the analog effect. Give it a try. If you're interested, just leave a comment in the video. Thanks for watching. So if you're interested to hear how it sounds like for the waveform generator to sweep through the frequency for the bass range, this is how it's going to sound like. So I did reset the waveform generator from 25 Hz to 880 Hz, which is A5 highest point, but definitely can go higher than that, but you get the gist. Let's have a listen to it. All right, there you have it. Thanks for watching.